First, the Knicks' backup point guard, Chris Childs. He came to New York last season as a high-priced free agent, but simply playing in the NBA is quite an accomplishment for Childs. Childs is a recovering alcoholic, and in a conversation with Jim Gray, he recounts his painful journey.
The vehicle is located. Please do not touch the vehicle. Notify homicide.
I could have been in jail. I could be dead. I could easily be one of those statistics as a guy that had talent and just didn't make it, fell through the cracks. When I did drink, I made up for the days that I didn't. When you're drinking like that, you're trying to store away all your problems. Try to bury them, but once you sober up, the problems are still there.
What exactly would you define as being your problems back then, which led you to drink so much?
Just fear of success. Didn't know how to live life on life terms. Didn't know how to handle success. That was early on.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 1989 NBA Draft.
Once I didn't get drafted, that's when it really increased. And I was thinking that I failed, that I was a failure, that I let a lot of people down. Once I got to the CBA, it really snowballed because I didn't want to be there. I thought I was better, that I should be in the league. I drank almost every day, you know, before practice, especially if we had afternoon practice. I would wake up depressed and drink. After a game, I closed the bars down. So I didn't really care to be there. And the more and more I drank, the worse I started to play, the worse of a person I became. When I enrolled in John Lucas, I was in denial. I still didn't think that I was an alcoholic when I called him.
He was used to being able to fool himself. And when you have an addiction, not only can you fool others, you get so good you can fool yourself. So I was trying to help him understand that you weren't fooling me.
Played on a team of recovering alcoholics in Miami. The rehab continued in Miami, but it didn't continue for me.
I saw a lot of me in him early in my own personal recovery, and he just was lost.
Once we had practice and he could smell it and he can see the change in behavior, that's when it really hit rock bottom.
And that's when Lucas recommended a drastic step in Childs' rehabilitation, enrolling him in a hardcore program called A Better Way.
So I want him to see really where he was. He was no better than anyone else. Only his environment was basketball, but it could get much worse. And when I left him in Miami, I think that was the beginning, as Bill Fitch helped me to say that you've got to help yourself. This part is over.
I had to scrub toilets, I had to mop floors, I had to cut the lawn of the whole premises, which took 4 or 5 hours. It was hot in there. You had to wear long pants, collared shirts, sit in a little bitty desk. I mean, it was so many different things that I wanted to run.
But instead of running, is that what finally woke you up?
I had to face it. It finally showed me that, Chris, if you continue what you're doing, this could be you. Because there's only 3 ways out, and that's jail, institutions, and death. And death is the easy way out because you don't have to feel that pain no more.
I think he needed to go on a journey to find himself outside of basketball. And I think leaving him there and letting him know there was no more golden parachutes, he had to do this himself.
I had to do some soul searching. I had to cry. It was okay to cry. It was okay to show your emotions.
Childs would finally conquer his fears and his addiction. He won a CBA championship in 1994 before realizing his NBA dream. But most importantly, he has peace in his life and has been sober for the past 6 years. What about if some champagne should happen to fall in the locker room?
If champagne falls, you will see Chris ducking the other way. They all know. We got when we win it, we have apple cider and all that stuff when we put away. So I'm not getting close to the champagne.
2 weeks from tonight, June 23rd, will be Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Much more importantly for Chris Childs, it is the 6-year anniversary of his sobriety. When we return, we'll talk about the first half at Market Square Arena between the Pacers and the Knicks, but first a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA.